It's not only raining in sand today, it's also raining money on the market. In the US, Europe and South Africa today, all of the markets are in the green. Expectations are that the US has finally come up with a solution where the Republicans and the Democrats will be happy and have some kind of resolution to the debt ceiling crisis. The big deal on the market today is the announcement by Meteor that it will be expanding its business into Turkey with a $217 million acquisition. This is an interesting automotive components business, and it's not one that's often followed by a lot of the institutional and retail investors particularly closely. But what is interesting is even after jumping 7% today, that share is still trading on a 10 times earnings multiple and a dividend yield of 2.8. It's definitely worth considering. There were two other deals announced in the market today that caught our eye. The first one is one that involves HCI, Seardel and media company Sabido. We're going to be unpacking this deal later on Finweek.com, so keep an eye on this. The one that really jumps out for us is African Bank. It was announced today that JP Morgan now holds 5% of the issued share capital. African Bank's obviously got a lot of contentiousness about where it's going in terms of strategically and what's happening with the share price. This is one we like the story, but a lot of other people remain unconvinced. Let's see what this holds. On the winners side, there are two shares that do jump out at us today. The first one is Digicore. It's up 10%. Nothing major in terms of announcements on the stock exchange news service, so we don't know exactly what's happening there. The one that does interest us, though, is Blue Label Telecoms. This is a tech business involved in prepayments and micropayments. It's currently trading up about 4.6%, but what does catch our eye is the fact that 1.4 million shares have already traded in trading today. This is quite a lot higher than the 900,000 that typically trade on an ordinary day. Every day there have to be losers, and there's two that jump out at us today. Torre Industrial Holdings has been dubbed the next Invicta. We've seen some interesting research around the company, and it does look like it has an interesting strategy in place for the long term. I think if you're a cheeky small cap investor, you might want to have a bid in here and see whether you could maybe snatch up a couple. The second one is a firm Finweek favourite. It's Pallinghurst Resources. We got really excited, me and my personal capacity, when the share hit £2.40. It really looked like we were finally getting a break upwards, seeing as the share was already up 19% on the year. It's now back down to £2.25 a share. We think maybe we're back into value territory again. Remember that Christo Visa has been taking quite a big bet on this share, and we think that if it's good enough for him, it's probably worth considering for your portfolio. That's all for today.